Hi everyone, welcome to Bat Thrift Crazy. I'm Joanne. I am on location today at my daughter's townhouse in the room that I am going to be doing over for her in that dark academia decor style that I have talked about in previous videos. And I want to show you some things that some friends have given me for Caitlin for the room. Some things that I picked up from my sister's house in Pennsylvania when I was there about a week and a half ago. Some things that I have thrifted, and then I'll give you a very quick tour of the room. You're gonna have to forgive it. It is very messy right now, and you might be able to hear the air conditioning unit outside. There's nothing I can do about that, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. So let me start with the things that a YouTube friend, Allison, left up at Antiques at Gresham Lake for me. She found these things and thought about the room that I'm doing over for Caitlin and was so kind to pick them up for her. And we're going to be incorporating these into her room. And I did show them to her today, Allison, when I came over. She is actually upstairs working now. She has a little bit more work to do before she is off for the day. And this is a plaque. I don't know if this is brass. It's some kind of metal. It's quite heavy. It says House of Morton, established April 8, 1995. Now, I think what this is, Allison was afraid that it was something inappropriate. I think what this is, my ex-husband and I had one of these made up for our house. I don't remember if we had the date we purchased the house on it or the date that we got married. And then we had it put out in front of our house. So I think this is just a plaque to commemorate a special day in this family, Morton's family. So this may be the day that they purchased their home or the day that they got married. It might even have been maybe a wedding gift for them. But I think this has a really cool look to it, and it's going to be perfect for Caitlin's room. So we got that from Allison, and then she picked this up. I don't know if it goes this way or if it goes that way. I have no idea. I don't think it's going to make a difference, and it's made to look like wood, but I'm not sure that it is. But I think that's a really cool piece too. Don't know whether or not to put this on the wall or put it on a bookshelf, but somehow, somewhere, we're going to be able to use this in the room. So two great pieces. And Allison, again, thank you so much for thinking about my daughter. Now my friend Rhonda, as we're going to be going with a green color in here, remembered that she had this fantastic fringed throw. This is so soft. And she was kind enough to wash it all up. Now there are a couple of these little fringe things here that in the washer got all tangled up, but I can take this back home with me and just work on untangling these while I'm sitting there watching TV one night. But this is going to look terrific, maybe draped on the daybed or something. This is a perfect piece. So Rhonda, thank you so much. Then where shall I start? Flea market. I had mentioned, and I did a video, I think it might have been my last video, where I went to 2 flea markets while I was up in Pennsylvania. And when I was leaving one of the flea markets, up on the highway, we call it, these were in a box, just ready to be thrown out. So I picked them up because we're gonna need books just to go on shelves, just to fill up shelves. So I'm more than likely going to take the sleeves off of them and use the books inside. There's that one, and then this one. Oh, this one has a bookmark in it. So rather than have these go to the dump, we're going to use them. Those two, also at the flea market, picked up this fantastic greenery here. This can go anywhere. You don't even need really to put this in any kind of vase. You can just kind of fluff this up a little bit and put it on a shelf somewhere where you need a little pop of color. And these, there were 3 of these, and the girl gave me all of this for $1. And if you watched that other video of the 2 flea markets that I went to, this was the same girl that I got that multi-tiered plant stand for $1. So I got this for $1 also from that one young lady. They were giving stuff away. Oh, I got this from them too. Also for $1. This is gonna go, I was looking for a globe. So this was the first globe that I found, and I thought this is gonna be perfect. It does, as you can see, it does have some damage on it. But if you turn it just right, no damage. I can also take some colored markers and just color that in a little bit, so you won't be able to see that. But put that on a bookshelf or on top of a couple of books. And that's gonna look great. And did I say already that I got this from the Dollar Girl? So this was $1 as well. What else did I pick up? Flea market. Different flea market. I picked this up. So I got that globe first, and then I found this globe. This was more of what I was really looking for, a larger globe that we can maybe set on a coffee table or on the top of a bookshelf that needs some filling in between the top of the bookshelf and the ceiling. Because she does have some tall ceilings in here. $5 I paid for this. I was really happy about that. I think this is a great looking piece, a great globe, and $5, I was pretty excited about that. I picked this up at Salvation Army. I had already bought a bell. I may try and go ahead and sell that bell now up at Gresham, because this is more like really what I was looking for. Wood handle, brass bell itself. And they only charged me 49 cents for this at Salvation Army. Great piece. Happy I found that for 50 cents, 49 cents. All right. This, where did I get this? That looks like a Salvation Army tag. $2 I paid for this. I think it might be a little bit older frame because it does have the velvet on the back. I like the detail on the frame itself. And that I'll be putting something into, maybe I don't know what I'll do with that, but I'll find something for it. I do have to stop on the frames now though, because I've got a lot of them. So I have to start putting some pictures into them. And I'm not sure which wall is going to be the gallery wall in here. When I take you on the tiny little tour, I'll show you maybe what some of my thoughts are on what's going to go where in the room. This piece Caitlin has had for a long time. I had completely forgotten about this. This is heavy. She bought this at an estate sale that the two of us went to together. This is heavy. This is solid brass. It's broken. It does not work. But look at how perfect. Oh my gosh, I've got to get closer. Look at how perfect this is for a dark academia decor style. This is so cool. So cool. This would be perfect if we were going to have a desk in here. We're going to have to get the day bed in, the bookcases, the bar cart, that sort of thing, a couple of chairs first before we can determine whether or not there's going to be enough room for a small desk. I would love to be able to have a small desk in here because I think that would add to the library feel, because that piece I think would be perfect on a small desk. This picked up at my sister's house. I have no idea how old this is, but this has got some age to it. This is brass on the top here, and then a marble base on the bottom. I don't even know where my parents would have picked this up. Overseas, no doubt. I don't know, Italy maybe. There are no markings on it, but that's another great piece that we're going to incorporate on bookshelf or something like that. Then I think I may have mentioned that at one point we had Encyclopedia Britannica, the whole set. And we had the case that it went into, the wooden case that it went into it as well. And then there was one long slot across the back of it where the atlas went. And my sister I think she donated it to something. And she said that there were childcraft books up in the attic. Well, I went up and I searched and I searched. I couldn't find them. But what I did find instead was this. Britannica Book of the Year, 1963. So I have this. So it tells, I guess this is all about what happened in 1963. Yep. I have from 63, 4, 5. Oh no, here's 61. So 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 70. So I have from Encyclopedia Britannica Book of the Year from 1961 to 1970. So those are going to go into her bookshelves. These are great. They have a beautiful red cover to them, and the gold writing on the outside. These are fantastic. I was really, really happy to have found these. Now I'm going to kind of turn the camera around a little bit, hopefully not getting anybody sick or knocking it over or anything, and show you this. Whoop, see that tea cart right there? Tea cart, bar cart. This is probably from 60s or 70s. This was my parents'. It is brass and glass. A little worse for wear. I mean, you know, this thing is how old? What, the 60s, 40, 50 years old? So I'm going to clean this up just with a cloth. I'm not going to try and bring the original brass back. I don't want to do that to this piece, but we're going to use this in the room. This, whoops, sorry about that. You can see this amazing chair right here. This was my grandmother's chair, my dad's mom. So this, she used to do her sewing on this chair. This is my daughter's great-grandmother's chair. And if you recall, last video, was it last video or the video before that, I showed you that picture of my father in those little blue overalls, the little jumper, and his mother and father, and then my Uncle Joe. Well, the woman in the picture, my grandmother, this was her chair. That was the woman in the picture. This is her chair. So we are definitely putting this into the room. I don't know if we're going to keep this fabric, the red velvet fabric on it. This is the original fabric. So I might want to keep it on there. I don't think Caitlin is really crazy about it. And this is her room. So we'll see what we're going to end up doing with that. Then I'm going to turn you around again. We have two bookshelves right there. There's 1 and 2. My sister donated those to the room, and they're going to stay there underneath of the windows. I would love to be able to butt them right together, so I may have to end up sewing part of them off. I don't know. Jury's out on that. We will see. But those are, I think those are going to be great right under the window as they are. And then do you see these two pieces right down here? Those are called camel saddles, and they are actual camel saddles. You know, being the person that I am now, I hate the thought of them and what they were used for in the past, and they may even still use camel saddles to this day. But the significance of these camel saddles is that I used these camel saddles to help teach me to walk. Apparently they had bells on them some 60 years ago when I was learning how to walk. Actually, more than 60 years ago. And whenever I would fall, apparently I would take one of the camel saddles down with me, and they would hear a jingle in the other room and know that I toppled over with the camel saddle. But that's the significance of these. So they're going into the room as well. So give me a hot second here. I'm going to take the camera off of the stand, and I'll give you a quick tour of the room and kind of tell you where, at least now, I see things going. Okay, so here we enter the room. Remember I said you got to forgive the mess. And my thoughts. Right now, my thought is to put the day bed right here. I don't want to cram it into the corner. I want to move it out a little bit and just have it along that wall there. I would like to keep the two low bookshelves there and flank them with a taller bookshelf on either side. On this wall, I'm thinking about putting the armoire that I showed you many videos again. It's still over at my house. Thinking about maybe putting the armoire right here, and then perhaps doing the gallery wall with pictures and everything there. Not sure about right there. If we had room, that might be a place for a small desk. Time will tell on that one. After the walls get painted and we move some of the furniture in and get some pieces placed. You know, sometimes you have to play with furniture, move it around a little bit. What you thought might work in one place doesn't, and you just have to move it. You get a better feel for things. These are also the paints that we were looking at. And we just can't decide. Just cannot decide. And you know how paints are? You like one, and then you change the light, and you don't like it anymore. And that's kind of what is happening with these paints. So I am just not sure. I don't know. You know, it's dark academia, which is dark and moody. And as I'm looking at these right now, I don't really see either one as being dark and moody. So I'm not sure about that. But this is where we are at right now. And let me open up, if I can, I'll open this up for you. I would eventually, this are our air conditioning units here. I would eventually really like to do something, a really pretty garden out here for her, so that when her guests, or even she's down here in her library, could open up these blinds here, that she would have a really pretty something to look at out there. That's down the line. We got to get this taken care of first. So this is eventually going to be a guest bedroom / library. I hope you will continue to watch the transformation of this room. For right now, I think I am going to kind of pull back on buying anything more. I would like to get one more side chair though, and we do need lamps. We only have one lamp right now for this room, and it does need more lamps because it is a kind of a darker space. There's no above ceiling lamp, which I think is kind of odd, but we do need lamps. And like I said, one more side chair and maybe a coffee table. I'm not sure about that. We will see though. Like I said, you know, it's evolving. So Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with other folks that you know enjoy thrift hauls and also makeovers, because that is what this is this is the first start of the series of the makeover of this room. And if you're new to my channel, or like I've said before, for some reason just haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and take the plunge and hit that subscribe button. And until my next video, everyone, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. And bye for now.